Well, good Friday morning to everyone. Hope you are doing well. We are at another game in the 1987 American League replay. Today takes us to the heart of Texas, where the Detroit Tigers will be taking on the Texas Rangers on this May 20th date. Game number 265 total in the replay. Look at the ballpark effects for Arlington Stadium. It's 11. 11s are wild. 11s are 1 to 11 for singles and 1 to 11 for home runs. That's both sides of the plate. Starting pitchers, Bobby Witt and Dan Petry. Bobby Witt is a +9 hold, so no matter who the catcher was, he was going to be a +5. Petry's a +3 hold, but Heath is a -2 arm, so he is a +1. And for pass balls, Don Slott does have a 16 pass ball rating, so they got to be careful about that as well. Pretty well evenly matched game. Detroit 19-18 in the replay. Texas is 18-18 in the replay. Hello, Ben. Good morning to you. Hope you are doing well on this Friday morning as we get set for this ball game here in Texas. Bobby Witt finishing up his warm-up tosses. And Lou Whitaker will get the call to start things off in this one. One thing I didn't do yet is bring up the Strat-O-Matic computer. I'm not going to score it as I play it. I'll do it after the fact, but I at least want to be able to give you the statistics. I think it's a little smoother that way. That way, I'm not taking time to score. I'm just referencing the statistics as they are. So let's get into the league and get some stats for you. First, we'll go to Texas because we need Bobby Witt's pitching stats, how he's doing on the replay. Bobby Witt enters this game. This will be start number 6 for Bobby Witt. In his previous 5 starts, he is 1-0 with a 367 earned run average, 27 innings pitched, 25 hits, 22 walks, and 24 strikeouts. If you remember Bobby Witt from back in the day, he did have a tendency to walk a lot of guys. So his walks are right up there with the strikeouts, almost 1 per inning. And that does kind of mirror real world. Looking at the numbers for the season, he walked 140, struck out 160 in 143 innings pitched. So he's kind of right on the money there as far as that goes. Now, Detroit batting, we'll flip over to Detroit, get their statistics. Lou Whitaker on the replay is hitting .252, 37 out of 147, 8 homers and 29 driven in. Good deal, man. It's always nice to have something fresh look about things. I need to do something with this room up here and make this a little fresher, but quite honestly, I'm in my comfort zone, so maybe I better just leave it alone. I don't know. All right, here's Bobby Witt to Lou Whitaker and underway. 4-7, and that's a base on balls. And what do you expect from Bobby Witt but a walk? There you go. Leadoff walk, and now Whitaker. Again, that +9 hold from Bobby Witt is going to be very enticing for the Tigers to try to steal a few bags here. He needs a 4 or a 5 to get the lead. Does not get it, and the secondary lead is way too low for that, so they're not going to try anything there. So Whitaker's aboard, and that brings up Mike Heath, the catcher. Heath on the replay is hitting .269. He's 21 out of 78, 2 homers, 9 driven in. It's a 3-4, and that's a ballpark single check, which is a 1 to an 11. That's a 3. It's a base hit. Base hit for Heath, and Tigers off to a good start. First and second, nobody out. I'll bring up Kirk Gibson. Gibson missed a lot of time early in the season, so he doesn't have that many at-bats. He's only got 55 at-bats, but he's hitting .382. He's 21 out of 53, 4 homers and 10 driven in. On the habit. 4-4, and that is a fly ball to center field. McDowell's a 3-E5. See if McDowell can run it down. 3-15, he'll get to that. I don't think the that's 17 might be a problem. Now that I look at it. 3 to 15 is an F2. That's 17 with the E5. E5, 17 is a two-base error on O.B. McDowell. I'd start calling the D6 the devil dice. 17 is a two-base error on McDowell. That's not what that's not what Bobby Witt needed. Two-base error on O.B. McDowell. Heath will go to second. Whitaker will score. Tigers lead at 1-0. Two-base error from O.B. McDowell. Huge mistake for McDowell. Tigers in business again. Alan Trammell stepping to the plate, and he actually leads the team in hitting. He's close to the league lead. I don't think he has enough at bats. He's hitting .427. He's a 44 out of 103. 9 homers, 23 driven in. Infield back. They need outs. They don't want anything getting through. 3-7. Fly ball center field B question mark. Now is a chance to see, but Heath's not much of a runner, and McDowell is a -1 arm, so they will just hold him there. One away. And that will bring up Matt Noakes, the designated hitter. Noakes is hitting .270, 30 out of 111, 13 homers, 36 driven in, so he's got the long ball going. That's a 5-4, and that is another fly ball center field extra. Right back to give McDowell another chance. 3 is going to get to it, but well, let's see. It depends because the runner is on third, so let's see if there's a sacrifice fly opportunity. 3 and an 18 is an F3, so it won't be deep enough to score the run. That's important. That's a total of 15, and he's at E5. There's 16, 17, but no 15. So this time McDowell makes the play, and it was not deep enough to score the runner from third. So got a chance to get out of it. Got to face Pat Sheridan and get through him. Sheridan on the replay is hitting .237, 28 out of 118, 2 homers, 11 driven in. That's a 2, chance for a balk or a pass ball. That's a chance of a pass ball on Mr. Slot, and of course his number is 16. That's huge. And there we go. Pass ball is going to bring home a run. Thought that pass ball might come back to bite him at some point. It surely did. Sheridan still at the plate, 2 outs. Runner third, but 2 in now on that pass ball. 3-8 for Sheridan, and that's a fly to center, and McDowell will take care of that one also. But 2 runs for the Tigers, and they take a 2-0 lead as we head into the bottom of the first. Very long first inning for Texas. Sure they're glad that's over. All right, here is O.B. McDowell. Had that big 2-base error that got the whole ball rolling with these runs for Detroit. So if I'm looking at these correctly, none of these runs are earned because of the error and the pass ball both create unearned runs. So I believe both runs are unearned at this point. All right, O.B. McDowell, really struggling. He's hitting .184, 14 out of 76, a homer and 8 runs driven in. 4-5, and that's going to be a split chance. 1 to 3 is a single. That's going to be a line out to Lou Whitaker at second base, 1 away. Look at me, I'm sitting there trying to score down. Just my old habits die hard, I guess. My first reaction was to go input the line drive to second. All right, I got to get used to not doing that. Hello, Jeff and Kathy. Good to see all of you. As you can see here, the coffee is hot and ready. Apparently Texas wasn't ready, though. 2-base error by O.B. McDowell lets in a run, and then a pass ball brings home a second run. Here's Scott Fletcher. He is hitting .313 on the replay, 41 of 131. 1 homer and 26 runs driven in. 3-5 as a fly to left, and Mr. Gibson will take care of that one. 2 down. For Ruben Sierra. Sierra is tied with Barfield for the league and lead in home runs with 14. He's got 14 homers, 32 driven in. Hitting .270, 38 out of 141. 3-7, and that's a 1-2 triple. Anything else will be a single. So 2-out single for Ruben Sierra. And if he wants to try to get the lead, it is a +1 for Petry. He would need a 3, a 6, 7, or 8 to get the lead. 11 he's picked off. They're going to try for the lead. That is a 7, so he will make it. He does get the lead. He's a 15, beat hell's a 13, but the +1's a 14. 1 to 14, he's going to go. And he got caught stealing. He threw him out. And that's going to end the inning. Sierra tried to get in scoring position with 2 outs, but Heath just made a better throw. All there was to it. All right, we go to the top of the second. Bobby Witt's going to try to regroup. Going to be facing Darrell Evans to start off. Go back to the Tiger statistics. Evans on the replay is hitting .246. He's 30 out of 122, 10 homers, 25 driven in. 1-7, and that's yet another walk by Mr. Witt. That's exactly how the first inning started. Evans not going to go anywhere. That'll bring up Brookins. Tom Brookins on the replay is hitting .237, 22 out of 93, 2 homers, 7 driven in. 5-11, and that's another walk for Bobby Witt. Third walk issued already. He does have those control problems. He usually strikes out some guys too, but he has not done that yet. Here's Billy Bean playing center field. And Bean on the replay hitting .310, 18 out of 58. No homers, 7 driven in. Not a good bunter. This would be a perfect time to bunt the runners over, but he's a D bunter, so we're not going to go with that route. 3-6, and he's going to strike out. That's the first strikeout for Witt to go with 3 walks. Flips the order over for Whitaker. Whitaker, first time up, drew a walk and then scored a run. Scored on that 2-base error by McDowell in center field. Let's see. 2 on, 1 out. Havoc roll, nothing happening. 2-7, and that's yet another walk. So Witt has walked the bases loaded. And that brings up Mike Heath. Infield looking for the double play. Heath is a double play candidate, but Bobby Witt's got to throw strikes. Now that's a 2, so it could be a pass ball chance. And Slot already has 1 pass ball. He's at a 16 pass ball rating. So they're hoping it goes off his balk rating. But it's not. It's going back to the pass ball rating, so it's just trouble. Slot's a pass ball rating of 16. And there's another pass ball, and that will bring home a run. That will score another run. Getting ugly around here with the pass balls. So Heath is up, second and third, 1 out. Now the infield's got to come in. Havoc roll was truly causing havoc this morning. 6-10 for Witt, and that's a fly ball center field X. That's like the third X chance in a row for McDowell. He's a 3-5. Needs a high D20 to avoid a sacrifice fly. Doesn't get it. 3-9. That's at least going to be a sacrifice fly if it doesn't drop for a hit. 3-9 is an F2. That is a sacrifice fly. That's a 7, and he's an E5. No error there, but the F2 is a sac fly. So that will score Brookins. 4-0 Detroit. And that'll bring up Kirk Gibson. Not the kind of start the Rangers were looking for. 3-8. Well, White Dot didn't go through the hole. That one came out of my hand. Let me do that. Here we go. 2-9. 2-9 is a split chance. 1-4 is a single. 20 he lines out the second. That's going to end the inning. But 2 more runs for the Tigers. They lead it 4-0. It's an adventure every time Bobby Witt takes the mound. That's no question about that. And it's also an adventure when Don Slot gets behind the plate with a 16 pass ball rating, which is a shame because I'm thinking that this pass ball rating is so high because he catches the knuckleballer Charlie Huff. So I'm not sure his rating is that high when Bobby Witt pitches, but it's an overall thing. So you got to live with that. It's just the way it is. Hey, Chuck. Good to see you. That's just my thought there. I mean, obviously, there's no way to give a player a separate rating with depending on who's catching or who's pitching. That would be kind of hard to do, I guess. But it just got me thinking. That's why his that's why his thing's so high because I imagine most of his pass balls occurred when Charlie Huff was catching. Just hit my mind that way. All right, Texas got the work cut out for him. They're down 4-0. Pete Incaviglia, left fielder, is up. On the replay, Incaviglia is hitting 259. 259. 36 out of 139. 6 homers, 22 driven in, but he has struck out 52 times already. 610 from Petry is a catcher X. Heath is a 2E3, and nobody's on base. 2 and a 13 shouldn't be any problem at all. Probably a pop-up of some kind. 2 and a 13 is a pop-up right there. That's a 12, and he is an E3. E3, no 12. So pop-up to Heath. And that's one away. And here comes Pete O'Brien. O'Brien, the first baseman, is leading the Rangers in hitting. He's hitting 354, 46 of 130, 9 homers, 26 driven in. He hit 286 real world, so he's off to a really hot start. 410, left-handed, fly ball to right, and out there in right field is Pat Sheridan. That's 2 down. For the designated hitter, Larry Parrish. Parrish hitting 236, 30 out of 127, 6 homers and 18 driven in. 2-7, and that's a base hit, solid single for Larry Parrish, 2-out single. He has no threat to run, so they will not mess around with him. Gino Petrali, who's normally a catcher most of the time, but is playing third base in this one. Switch hitter. Gino Petrali on the replay is hitting 300. He's 15 out of 50. No homers, 7 driven in. So I guess they like the way he's hitting, so they want to try to get him in the lineup. Of course, these are as-played lineups, so who knows how he was hitting on May the 20th. 2-5, and that is a fly to right field. Sheridan will put it away. At the end of 2, it's Detroit 4, Texas nothing. Tigers trying to win and keep pace with Toronto, New York, and Milwaukee. It's a big conglomerate up there at the top 3, and Detroit's trying to join that. Here's Alan Trammell facing Bobby Witt. Trammell, his first time up, flew to center field. 4-2, and that's a strikeout. Bobby Witt gets his second strikeout of the game for Matt Noakes. 2-7, and that's a solid base hit for Noakes. There's the clutch symbol, but of course we're not in a clutch situation, so base hit is good for Noakes. Here comes Mr. Sheridan. Witt might be in trouble again. I don't think Bobby Valentine wants to go to the bullpen this early. 4-7, might have to. There's another walk from Witt. A parade of walks. First and second. 1 out for Darrell Evans. Guess what he did his first time up? He walked. You got it right. 3-9. He's not going to walk this time. He's going to do some damage. 1-12 was a double. That is a 12. Double 2 stars. That'll score the run and move Sheridan to third. Tigers now lead at 5-0. And the fans here at Arlington are not very happy about it. Infield's going to have to come in. Here's Brookins. That's a 2. Boy, they better hope it doesn't go to a pass ball again. It does. They're in trouble. Another 16. There you go. A third pass ball. 3 pass balls in 3 innings for Don Slaught. And that's going to bring home up. Didn't mean to put that run in there. That run's not there yet. That run goes to third. My bad. Fix that. It's going to probably come in very shortly, but, got to put it in there in its proper time. As Evans is only at third base. So the infield is in for Mr. Brookins. 6-3 is a ground ball shortstop X. That is Fletcher. He's a 3E26. The infield is in. 3 and a 6. Boy, the double die is just not helping the Rangers out at all. 3 and 6. 3 and 6 is a G3 pound. The infield was in, so it's going to get through for a base hit. But they had to play the infield in. They had no choice. Score being what it was. So Evans will score, making it now 7-0. That's going to be it for Bobby Witt. He's done. They can't go. They can't continue like that. 6, and he's an E26. E26. There is no 6, but that G3 pound, that pound sign with the infield in, bit him on the butt, and that's going to be it for Mr. Witt. He is in rough shape. Of course, his defense not helping him out whatsoever. So now the Rangers will have to go to the bullpen and try to find someone to eat some innings. They will go to lefty Ron Meredith, see if he can eat some innings. He's a mop-up guy for sure. Ron Meredith. I don't even think Don Meredith could help him right now. He is a -5. So that would make him a -4. But I don't think with the score being what it is that the Tigers are going to be running anytime soon. Billy Beane is your batter. So let's see. Witt went 2 1/3 innings. He's still responsible for this run, but as of now, he has given up 7 runs. These two are unearned. Not sure about these because some of these pass balls are not going to be earned runs. Let's see. How many walks did he give up? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like 5 walks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, 5 walks. 2 strikeouts. And how many hits did he actually give up? Just 3 hits. Not that many hits. It was the other stuff that got him into trouble. So Billy Beane is out. Runner at first. 1 out. And let's get the numbers on Meredith on the replay. For Meredith. Meredith hasn't pitched all that much. This will be his 5th appearance. He's gone 7 2/3 innings, 13 innings pitched, 3 walks, 8 strikeouts with an 8.22 earned run average. Here's Billy Beane. 2-6 for Beane. Ground ball third base B. It's a fielder's choice. For out number 2. And Lou Whitaker, another lefty, which is why they brought in Meredith to begin with. That's a 6-7, and that's an in-home run straight up off Meredith's card. Whitaker has normal power, and that one is gone. Look at it again, 6-7 against the lefty. Look at all those in-home runs on his card in column 6. Even though he's a lefty, he's given up home runs to lefties. That's a 2-run home run from Lou Whitaker. And the route, if it wasn't already on, is definitely on now. The people in Texas Stadium, Arlington Stadium, I should say, are thinking about what they're going to do for the weekend and getting out of town or whatever. But anyway, Whitaker hits home run number 9, and that's RBI 30 and 31 on the replay. So bad stuff there. Here's Heath. Base is clear. 1-8 against the lefty. And that's a home run chance. 1-6, but the double die only comes up as a 20, so he'll have to settle with the double. Double for Heath. And that'll bring up Gibson. Hoping for a close game today, but sometimes the dice have other ideas. 3-5, and that's a strikeout to finally end the inning. But they send 9 to the plate, and 5 of them score, and it is 9-0 Detroit as we head to the bottom of the 3rd. And I don't think Texas is going to be coming back from this one. I could be wrong, but I doubt it. All right, coming up for Texas is the man with 3 pass balls. That's Don Slot. Slot on the replay. Check his numbers on the replays. This is his first at bat. Some of these Tigers have 3 at bats already, but he gets his first at bat. He's hitting 270, 24 out of 89, 5 homers, 17 driven in. 3-7, and that's going to be a strikeout. That's the first strikeout for Petry. So Petry well on his way to getting his 3rd win of the season. The Governor, Jerry Brown, is up next. Hitting 311, 33 of 106, 1 homer, 9 driven in. Three-4, and that's going to be a fly to center field. Bean will take care of it, 2 down. And Odeby McDowell. 4-7 against Petry. 1-14 is a single. That's a 9. So McDowell gets a 2-out single, but down 9-0. You're not running. I don't care what the odds are, you're not running. Here's Fletcher. 5-6. Ground ball shortstop X. That's Trammell. He's a 1. You know he's going to get to it because he's a 1. 1s get to everything. He's an E21. And there's a 5. So now I'm going to have to roll the other thing to figure out if it's a G1, G2, or G3. So a 1 and a 16 is probably a G1, I imagine. 16, yep, G1. So we're going to go rare play G1, but we're not going to do the Strat-O-Matic rare play. We're going to my, in a game like this, why not go to my beta version of a rare play? Going to G1. It says if runner on first, batter hits ground ball double play, the second baseman shortstop drops the ball trying to throw to first base. Fielder's choice only. If the second baseman or shortstop is a 1-rated fielder, he completes the double play. So let's see. Whitaker is a 2, but he has to be a 1-rated to complete the double play. But there's already 2 outs. So with 2 outs, it's kind of irrelevant because the forced play at second already occurred. The only thing that happened was he wouldn't be trying to throw the ball to first because that would be the end of the inning. So it's just going to be a straight out fielder's choice, 6-4 to end the inning. That's one where I try to give the good fielder, if that had been a 1-rated fielder, he would have completed a double play on that and made the second out as well. Better than the ball hitting off the mound and then going to a fielder, which was completely stupid. So, hey, Colin, good to see you. Hey, Roger, good to see you. Yeah, he might have a medical problem there. It's possible. All right. Trammell will lead things off against Ron Meredith. That's a 4-9 for Meredith, and that's a ground ball shortstop extra going to Fletcher, 3E26. 3-10, he'll get to that. E26 and a 10. Not many errors on 10s, and there's not one in this case either. So Fletcher does make the play on Trammell, or 1 away. Here's Matt. That's the first time Texas has retired the leadoff man in this game. First 3 innings, the leadoff man has always gotten on. Every single time. All right, here is, let's see, 4-11 for Noakes. Lefty on lefty is a walk. That's what they needed, more walks. There'll be a ton of walks in this game for sure. Here's Sheridan. .311 for Sheridan. That's a ballpark single. It's 1 to an 11. That's a 20, so he will line it to second. And normally, if you bring in a lefty, the Tigers might switch off Sheridan for a right-hander, but when you're up 9-0, you want his defense in the game. You're not going to pull him out. So here's Darrell Evans. 3-3 for Evans against the lefty. 1-6 is a single. That's a 5. Base hit, Darrell Evans. The hit parade continues. Here's Tom Brookins. to 6, and that's yet another walk. The bases are loaded once again for Billy Beane. Now, we'll go ahead and pull Billy Beane out because he only faced left-handers 2% of the time. So I'm wondering if I should even – I'm going to look at his stats on the computer and see if he has faced any lefties at all, because I don't want to overdo his left-handed stats. So take a quick second. I'm going to look on the computer and see what he's done against lefty pitching on the splits. Let's see here. Where'd you go? Beane, okay. Yeah, Beane's already had 6 at-bats against left-handers. And he had a total of 66. So he's had 11% at-bats against left-handers. So I normally would not take him out like that, but I just don't want to keep pounding in his at-bats versus lefties. So I'm going to go ahead and remove him. And we'll go to somebody else in center field. So let's see who's on the active roster that we can bring in. I think Chet Lemon is still active. Yes, he is. So we're going to bring in Chet Lemon. Chet Lemon will pinch hit and stay in the game to play center field. I'm not sure if he was dinged up or what, because you would normally think Chet Lemon would be getting a lot of these starts, but maybe he was, I don't know what the reason was. He's going to pinch hit in the 4th inning and play center field in the 4th inning. Chet Lemon. So Lemon is in. And he's going to try to make lemonade out of his lemon at bat. And on the replay for Chet Lemon, go back to his numbers. Lemon is hitting 196. He's 18 out of 92. No homers, 7 driven in. But we'll see what he can do. Bases loaded and 2 outs. Hard to call it a clutch situation when you're up 9-0, but by definition it is. 4-4, and that's a ballpark single check off a strikeout, but it's a ballpark single check. That's a 14, so it's going to be a liner to short to end the inning. So Meredith gets out of that unscathed, keeps the score at 9-0. Petry back out. His fatigue is the 5th inning, but the way he's got the run support, they may let him go 6. No reason not to. He's been in control the whole time. Here is, whoops, come on. All through here at the same time. 4-3. Ground ball first base X. We are looking at Evans. He's a 4.85. 4 and the double die comes up as a 1. Detroit just finally gets their first bad break on a D20. Usually it's been Texas been plagued with that, but of course a 4 and a 1's a single. 13 and he's an E5. There's no 13, but it will sneak past him for a base hit. So Sierra is 2 for 2. The one lone bright spot for Texas. Incaviglia. 3-8, and that's a strikeout. Something Incaviglia does very well. Struck him out. 2 down. And that will send up Pete O'Brien. 1-6 for O'Brien, and that's a 1-4 double. 5-20 is a single. That's a single 2 stars. Putting runners on the corners with 1 out, and Texas might be able to get off that 0. But Parrish might be a double play candidate. You never know. 6-10. Catcher X. This time it's important with a runner at third. He's got to be on his guard. He's a 2E3. 2 and a 2. That's bad news. Now the double die's coming back to bite Detroit all of a sudden. 2 and a 2 for a catcher. W/G. And that's a 9. He's an E3 and a 9. No 9 there. So we go to W/G. W/G. Where are you? Over here. Let's see here. So it's going to be a wild pitch. Wild pitch by Petry will bring home a run. So we've had pass balls and wild pitches. And the Rangers score their first run of the game on a wild pitch by Petry. Moving to second is O'Brien. At bat still is Parrish. 1-3, ballpark single, 1-11, but that's a 16. So he will ground it to short. Out number 2 for Gino Petry. Runner had to hold. That's a 2. Chance for a balk or pass ball. Looking at a balk rating on Petry, his balk rating is a 3. There's a double dive, shows up again. We got a balk. We got wild pitches and balks and everything. Hello, Bart. Good to see you. So Petry balks. Could be losing a little bit of focus with the big lead. Going to balk O'Brien to third. And now Petry. Chance to bring him home. 4-7. That's a 1-14 single. 15 comes up, so it's a line out to second to end the inning. But the Tigers are on the board. And the way both teams are playing, looks like they need more coffee. I overslept this morning, so I definitely need more coffee because this is my first cup this morning. I'm way behind schedule. So I do set my alarm every morning. Usually goes off about 6:30, 6:45, something like that. Usually around 6:30, I guess. But for whatever reason this morning, instead of hitting the snooze button, I turned it off. Next thing I know, I woke up and it's a little bit past 8:30. I'm like, oh crap. Let's get up and get going here. So maybe I'm a little lethargic at the same time. I don't know. Here's what I will definitely need to refresh the coffee at the 7th inning stretch. That's a guarantee. All right, here's Meredith to Whitaker, 110. That's a ground ball to short. 1 away. Mike Heath. Remember, no game tonight for the Demolition League because it's Friday night and it's high school football night. Tomorrow morning will be, around 11 o'clock tomorrow morning will be the NBC game of the week on season ticket baseball. 310 against the lefty is a single. There's an anti-clutch, but nobody's on base. So Heath he's got a perfect game going. He's 2 singles, a double, and a sacrifice fly. So can't get much better than that. Plus he threw out a runner. So Heath is getting the job done. That's a 2. Another possible pass ball could be coming up, and Slot sitting right there. So they're hoping for a 1, 2, or 3 right here. They didn't get it. Could be a 4th pass ball on Slot. And it is. Another pass ball for Slot. That's 4 of them. I don't know if they ever pulled a catcher mid-game because they were doing so many pass balls, but this is a candidate for that kind of game. Just go and pull him right out. Just like Reggie Jackson in 1978 against Boston. Just pull him right out in the middle of the inning. 3-7. 3-7 is another walk. That's something Bobby Valentine would probably have done. Know him. But he may have done it in disguise. So here's Trammell. 5-6, and that's trouble for Meredith. 1-12 is a double. That is a 12. The double 2 stars. And Meredith is going to probably need some relief here very shortly. The run will score. Going to third is Gibson. And it's now 10-1. You got 3 lefties coming up, though, so you'd like to have Meredith keep going if possible. Dan, when I was talking about earlier, you might have not have been here yet, but I was thinking the reason he has such a high rate is because he caught the knuckleballer Charlie Huff, and a lot of his wild or pass balls may have been because of that. Maybe I need to go in and research this and find out how many of his pass balls came against while he was catching Huff and how many were against with the other pitchers pitching, and maybe lower this rating when he's not facing Huff. Maybe that's something to do. I don't know. Hello, Cosmo. Good to see you. All right, so here's Matt Noakes. Second and third, one out, infield in. And the white die got hung up again. Come on, why is it getting hung up in the tray? 3-4, and that's a ground ball first base A. That'll freeze the runners. They will hold. 2 down. And here's Pat Sheridan. 5-12. It's a ground ball second base X. We're looking at Jerry Brown. He's a 3E16. 3E16. 3 and a 6. I think he'll get to that, but it's going to be close. 3 and a 6. Yes, nobody was being held on, so the pound sign's irrelevant. That's an 11, and he is an E16. There is no 11, so Jerry Brown makes the play, and that'll be it for Meredith. He is done at this point. So the Tigers throw in another run just for good measure and take a 10-1 lead. 10-1 lead. As we go to the bottom of the 5th. And this is the fatigue inning for Dan Petry. Inning number 5. So Meredith is going to go 2 2/3. And I'm just going to do his hits. I'm not going to worry about runs and earned runs. I'm just going to hit walks and strikeouts. Let's see. He came in here. Gave up 2 hits, 3 hits, 4 hits, 5. This is a game I wish I was scoring on the computer right now. It would do all this work for me. So he's going to give up 3 runs. I'm not going to worry about the runs right now. I believe it's 7 and 3. I'm not going to worry about the earned runs, I should say. Did he walk anybody? Of course he walked people. He walked 3. 3 walks. And I don't see any strikeouts. Oh, he struck out Gibson. That was his 1 strikeout. Okay, he struck out 1. All right, so already 8 walks and 4 pass balls in this game by Texas. And, of course, the man of the hour, Don Slott, will lead off. 10-1, Detroit. 5-4. This is playing more like a demolition league game here with all this stuff going on. 5-4 is a fly to center. And I'll tell you what, you bring a new position player in the game, Chet Lemon, and the ball will find you. Flies to center, 1 away. Here's Jerry Brown. 3-11 for Jerry Brown. And that is a line out to shortstop. 2 down. For Odabe McDowell. 3-5, and he's going to draw a base on balls. For Petry, that is his first walk. Here's Fletcher. 1-6, and that's ground ball to short to end the inning. So we're going to get a new pitcher. And would anybody object if I pulled Don Slott from the catching position and put somebody else in, thinking he's got a bad day, he's had enough abuse, why put him in there for any more? We're going to bring in Darryl Porter to catch. Give poor Mr. Slott the rest of the game off. And he is having some issues. So Porter will come in and catch for Slott. Catching in the 6th inning. And coming into pitch, let's see, I guess it's going to be Mike Loynd. He's another mop-up guy they have, Mike Loynd, Mike Tenderloin. Will be in. I'm not going to worry about his hole. It's a +7 hole, but it's really irrelevant because when it's 10-1, nobody's going to steal. But I just put it down there just for bookkeeping purposes. All right, so Darrell Evans will lead off against Mike Loynd. This is a record for me. I've never pulled a catcher in the middle of the game because he was doing so poorly. But four pass balls, I mean, you just can't leave him in there like that. At least I waited between innings to do it. I didn't do it in the middle of an inning. I could have waited until he had his 5th pass ball and then pulled him, but that would have been kind of embarrassing. So All right, top of the sixth. And the length of this game is causing my coffee to get cold on me, so I can't wait till the seventh inning stretch so I can heat my coffee. 3-6 for Evans is a base on balls. Boy, what's new? Another walk. First pitcher comes in, they start walking the guys again. Here's Tom Brookins. Tom Brookins. 6-7, right-handed. Ground ball shortstop X. Fletcher. 3E26. They could desperately use a double play right about now. But a 3 and a 3. Double die just won't allow it. 3 and a 3 is a single, and that's a 7, so no error on a 7, I don't believe. E26, there's no 7. But the double die is relentless. It doesn't care what the score is. It's just going to be devilish. And I'm telling you right now, it's not a 1 this time. It's low, but it's not a 1. But I still think the 1 comes up about 10% of the time. All right, here's Chet Lemon. Loin not doing so well, walking a single. 4-11, and that's a ground ball. Pitcher X back to Loin. He's an E38. Let me see the Strat computer, because the computer does not give his range rating. Or the card doesn't on his card. It does not give the range rating. So let me get. I forgot to get Loin's actual numbers too on the replay. First things first. Let me get his range rating. He is listed as a 3. All right, so he's a 3E38. Is Loined. 3E38. And on the replay, Loined is 2-1, making his 15th appearance. 32 and 2/3 innings, 43 hits, 14 walks, 28 strikeouts, a 6.06 earned run average. So he's a 3E38. 19, they might actually turn a double play on this. Who knows? But the 38 might get him because that's a 13. That could be a little troublesome. So first things first, 3 and 19 is actually a G2, not a, I'm sorry, I'm looking up here. 3 and 19 is a double play chance. He's an E38, and that's a 13. E38, and there's a 13 sitting right there. You knew it had to be. It was too good to be true to get a good D20 number. You knew the 13 was going to come up and bite him. And there it is. One base error on the pitcher Loined. Loads the bases, nobody out. The tone was set in the first inning when Odin McDowell made a 2-base error in center field in the first inning. That kind of set the tone for the whole game, and it's been downhill for Texas ever since. Bases loaded, nobody out. They're going to play back for a double play to get Whitaker. 10-1, what's the point of bringing the infield in now? It's kind of like closing the barn door after the horses are already out. 1-7's a strikeout. So he does get a strikeout there of Whitaker. That'll bring up Heath. Double play would get him out of the inning, but the way the Texas defense is, I doubt they could turn one. 2-4, and they just do right on cue. 3 ground ball third base A, 5-4-3 double play. And we finally get a 0 again for Detroit. So bases loaded, nobody out, and they don't score. That's amazing. Strikeout and a double play, take care of it. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Petry only had 1 walk, so he still got good endurance remaining. And Ruben Sierra, the batter. 1-6 for Sierra. That's a ground ball to Trammell. 1 away. And hopefully it doesn't pick up on my headset, but one of our neighbors is over there mowing the lawn, and I can hear it here. I just don't know if it's coming across on the stream or not, but I can hear that humming sound. If you hear a humming sound, it's a lawnmower. Somebody's mowing the lawn. Again, it didn't go through. What is it with these dice not coming through? All right, 310. 310's a strikeout. Boy, 311 would have been a home run all the way because of the double die being a 1, but strikeout instead. Brings up Pete O'Brien. 3-9, and that's a line out to short. Quick 1-2-3 inning for Petry, so he can keep going. he will at least pitch into the 7th for sure. Still got that good endurance, and he's got a 9-run lead. That's even more important. So Loyne back out for the top of the 7th. They'll be facing Gibson, Trammell, and Noakes for the Tigers. 2-7, and that's a 1-19 single, so that's a base hit for Gibby. He gets his first hit of the game. He might as well join the hit parade. Here's Alan Trammell. 2, another. Boy, it's a good thing we took out the slot because this could be another pass ball chance. And it is a pass ball chance, but we have to go to the computer because the cards don't give pass ball ratings for the catchers in 1987. So I got to go to Darrell Porter, the new catcher, see what his pass ball rating is. Of course, his pass ball rating is a 0, so he cannot have a pass ball. So by replacing slot, we may have fended off the 5th pass ball. Because I'm sure it would have been a pass ball. 2-6, and that's a single 2 stars for Trammell. Runners on the corners, nobody out for Noakes. 3-7 for Noakes, struck him out. And here comes Sheridan. Now double play would get him out of the inning. 3-2, but that's a solid trip. Look at that on Sheridan. You don't see that very often. A solid triple, no D20 needed, a straight out triple for Pat Sheridan. He only had 3 triples on the season, but boy, they want to make sure you got him here. That's a triple, plain and simple. As Jeffrey Guterman would say, clean as a baby's butt right there with a triple. No D20 needed, no split chance, no nothing. Straight out triple, 2-run triple from Pat Sheridan. And it's now a 12-1 Tiger lead. Darrell Evans, the batter. Just for the heck of it, they'll play the infield in. Trying to avoid the 13th run. 5-5, but that's not going to happen because at worst case, it's going to be a sacrifice fly. 1-10 is a home run. That's a 13, but it will be a sac fly to right field. And that's going to be the 3rd run of the inning. It's now 13-1 as Evans brings home a run with a sacrifice fly. Brookins, 3-7, strikes out to end the inning. But 3 more runs are in. It's now 13-1 Detroit. And I know I need a break from all this fiasco. I definitely need to refresh my coffee and everything else. So it is time for the 7th inning stretch. Kind of hard to not grow old, Ben. The alternative is not very good. So you got to take your pick there. All right, so 7th inning stretch time. I know I need to get a new cup of coffee and get refreshed and try to finish up the rest of this game before it gets even worse of a fiasco. And we're going to go to take me out to the ball game while I get my coffee. So right now it's 13-1 Detroit. I wish it was a closer game, but you don't always get what you wish for. And Mama said there'd be days like this. Hey, we are back, and the coffee is back, which is even more important. Got to have that to endure the rest of this ball game. So, stepping to the plate is Larry Parrish. 2-5, and he's going to ground to short. Petry looking to get 7 solid in, no question about it. Gino Petrali, third base, 6-9, and he's going to strike out. There's a dot there, but he has not reached his fatigue level yet, so the strikeout for Petry is good. That is strikeout number 4 for Petry. And here comes Darryl Porter. This is his first at bat since taking the place of Don Slaught. 3-11, and that's a ballpark single check. 1 to an 11. That is an 11. So how about that, Porter? On the 3-11 ballpark single check, he hits an 11 right on the number and gets himself a 2-out single for the Governor, Jerry Brown. That's a 3-9 for Brown, and he's going to draw a base on balls. So Petry now just on the verge of fatigue. They'd like to get him through the 7th inning if at all possible. He will have to face Oddibe McDowell. Try to get through McDowell and get 7 innings into his pocket and then take the rest of the game off. 1-11, but he won't do it here. 1-11 is a home run. That's a 13. It'll be a triple for Oddibe McDowell. And McDowell on the season had 4 triples. So a 2-run triple for McDowell, and that's going to be it for Petry. I don't think they want to let him go and have a bad outing. So they're going to go ahead and pull Petry and go to their bullpen. Petry will go 6 2/3. Let's see. Well, you can't count this run yet because that could score. But let's see. 3 runs so far. How many hits? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits. Walking 2 and striking out 4. It's either going to be 3 runs or 4 runs, depending on whether McDowell scores or not. And we need a new pitcher if you are the Tigers. So they will be bringing on Jeff Robinson. Sometimes starter, sometimes reliever. But in this part of the season, he is doing the relief work. So he will be coming on to pitch and try to finish out the game. He's got enough endurance to finish the rest of the game. Get the numbers on Robinson for the replay. See how he's doing. Robinson will be making his 9th appearance. He's had 8 appearances so far. 4 of them have been starts, 4 have been relief. He's 2-0, ERA of 4.36, 33 innings, 33 hits, 10 walks, 21 strikeouts. And with 2 outs and a runner at third, he's facing Scott Fletcher. 5-10, ground ball third base X. We are looking at Brookins. He's a 3.21. 3 6. The double die is going to mess him up again. I'm sure of it. 3 6. Well, actually, he will get to it. Barely, but he does. That's an 8, and he is an E21. There's no 8, so good play for Brookins, as that will end the inning. And now we can put in the final 3 runs for Petry. Robinson on is the new pitcher. So 2 runs come in for Texas, and at the end of 7, it is, sound like a football score, sound like the Lions are beating the Cowboys 13-3. So we go to the top of the 8th, and Chet Lemon will lead things off for the Tigers. And I know the column 3 and column 6 are starting to get cut off on the score sheet because of the way I have my because I want to get close to the cards. So the width of what I'm showing is not, and my dice tray is so wide. So if I roll a 6 or a 3 on the white die, I'll pull the cards in so you can see them. Otherwise, it should be okay. That's a 1-5. You can see that one clearly. It is a walk. What else is new? More walks. Here's Lou Whitaker. One 4, and that is a ground ball first base B. So fielder's choice 3-6. And Whitaker is aboard for Mike Heath. All right, here is Mr. Heath. That's a leaner, but it's close enough. I'll allow it. 111, especially in this game. 111 is a ballpark single check. 13, though, so that's a liner to short. I'll allow anything that gets this game over with quicker. I almost don't want to roll the double die to score this big, but I still do it. It's part of the rules. 6-4. That's ground ball third base X. We're looking at Petry, a 4E37 at third base. 4-5. That's most assuredly going to be a base hit. 4 and a 5 isn't single 1 star. Or is it 2 stars? 1 star. Okay. 7, and he's an E37. E37. There is no 7, but it will be a single that will keep the inning going. Gibson with yet another hit. Runners at first and second. 2 outs for Alan Trammell. Five, 9 is a strikeout, and that's going to end the inning. So Loin gets through without allowing a run. He's going to try to finish the game and save the bullpen and not waste another bullpen pitcher, if at all possible. And Jeff Robinson back out. He'll be facing Sierra, Incaviglia, and O'Brien for Texas. 13-3, bottom of the 8th. 2-6, and that's a strikeout. Robinson strikes out Sierra. 1 away for Incaviglia. One 7, and that's another strikeout. Incavilla's got the hat trick. He struck out 3 times today. This will be fun to put in the Strat computer, I can tell you that. Let's see, Pete O'Brien. 3-6 for O'Brien. We'll bring him up a little closer so you can see it. 3-6 is a walk. So Pete O'Brien will draw the base on balls. 2-out walk, and that brings up Larry Parrish, the designated hitter. Two 6 for Parrish, and that's a strikeout again. So Robinson strikes out the side. We go to the 9th of a 13-3 ball game. This is where I'm almost tempted to bring in a position player to pitch, but I'll go since Loin's got some energy still left. We'll let him go. But if Loin struggles, you will see a position player come in and pitch this game. Here is Matt Noakes. 5-8, and that's a ground ball shortstop X. That is Fletcher, 3E26. 3-15, he'll get to that. And he is an E26 and a 12. E26 with a 12. And there's a 12 right there, smack dab in the E1 section. The only number is a 12, and that is a 12. So not only is the double die evil, but the D6s have become evil as well. We got an E6 to start our inning in the 9th inning. Just what they needed. More errors. 4 pass balls, and now that's the third error, because you had 1 on McDowell, 1 on the pitcher Meredith, and now 1 here. So 3rd error for Texas in this ball game to go with all the other fiascos they had. Here's Pat Sheridan. (3-6), so we'll bring this over a little more. 3-6 is a single to center field. Noakes just goes 1 base. And that brings up Darrell Evans. 1-7, and that's yet another walk, just what they needed, more walks. And Loin may be there just to take the brunt of this. Here's Brookins. They really don't want to go to another pitcher. That's a 2-9, and that is a single to left field. So a base hit for Brookins. Sheridan's going to try to come around and score as well. He runs at a 16. Not being held makes him a 17. Incavilla -1 is a 16. So he's going to try to score and rub it in. 1-16. And he's in there, just barely. But he's in there. A 2-run single. Evans would stop at second, though. So a 2-run single makes it now 15-3 in favor of the Tigers. And that's going to do it for Loin. And Bobby Valentine has motioned to second baseman Jeff Kunkel. He will come in and pitch. But Kunkel will be the pitcher, as they've seen all of Loin they can handle. Loin goes 2 innings. Let's see, maybe 3. Did he go 3 innings? 1. Yeah, Loin went 3 innings. Let's see what he allowed here. Let's see, a single here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got him for 7 hits allowed. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got him for 3 walks allowed. Strikeouts 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 strikeouts. Runs allowed so far 5, but that could go up with the inherited runners, so we'll never know. So Jeff Kunkel will be the pitcher. And in case you're unfamiliar with how a position player pitches in Strat-O-Matic, there is on the back of the rule book. In fact, it's next to the last page. Bringing in a position player. So this is the card that we will be using for the infielder, Kunkel, who will be doing the pitching. So if we come up with a 4, 5, or 6, we're going to use this particular mechanism. Of course, without the batter card, we just stick with the batter card. So here's Kunkel to Chet Lemon. It's a 2-5. We're off Lemon's card. It's a ground ball short. Look at that. He comes in and gets a double play right away. Ground ball to short. You just have to love stuff like that. 6-4-3 double play. 2 quick outs for Kunkel. And with a runner at third, here's Lou Whitaker. .410. Now we're off the position player pitcher. .410. And that's an in-home run chance. .410. And Whitaker has normal power. That is gone. Lou Whitaker, a 2-run home run off of Jeff Kunkel. .410. There you are, in-home run, and Whitaker has normal power against right-handers. So a 2-run home run for Lou Whitaker, his second of the game. Home run number 10 on the replay for Lou Whitaker. Second of the game. And at least the double play saves more runs from scoring, but that's going to end up being now 6 runs charged to Loin. Kunkel will eventually get 1 inning pitch, but we just don't know how many runs he's going to give up. Right now, he's giving up 1 run. And Mike Heath is your batter. 4 runs in the inning. 4-9. So we go back to this particular device, and a 4-9 is a 1-16 home run. That's an 18. It'll be a triple. A triple for Mike Heath. I'm not sure I'm going to allow that. No, he had no triples, so we're going to knock this down to a double. So Heath will double. That's what the Strat computer does, so that's what I'm going to do at this point. Heath's not one to get a triple. So here's Kirk Gibson. And that's a 111 for Gibson. Ground ball to short is going to end the inning. So Kunkel's going to pitch 1 inning, give up 2 hits and 2 runs. And let's see here. Actually, his runs are unearned because that E6 should have ended the inning. So actually, none of his runs are going to be earned against him. No walks, no strikeouts. So a 4-score inning, Abraham Lincoln 4-score inning for Detroit to kind of cap things off. 17-3. Looks just like a football score, doesn't it? 17-3. And Robinson. And this is where, let's see. No, I was going to say, he's only going to be able to pitch 2 1/3 innings. I was going to say if he pitched 3 innings, he'd get the save regardless of the score. But that's not going to happen. I'll just move him over here, make it easier. So it's going to be Petry, Slot, and Brown due up here in the bottom of the 9th of a 17-3 game. 4-7. That's a walk. Sparky's like, we don't need walks here. We want to get this game over with and get out of town because it is a travel day. This is Wednesday, May 20th. May 21st on a Thursday. There's only one game in the league. That's Cleveland, Minnesota. Everybody else has a travel day. So all the relief pitchers get a break. Teams get a break, and they're trying to hit the road, and Jeff Robinson's sitting there walking guys. Sparky's like, come on, man. You got a 17-3 lead. 5-4, and that's a catcher X. So that's Heath. He's a 2E3. 2E3 for Heath. 2 and a 9. 2 and a 9 is a P/F, and that is a 12, and he's an E3. There's no 12. P/F. Where are we at? Here we go. P/F. We're looking at the wild pitch rating of Robinson to determine if there is going to be a pass ball or not. So we will go there and find out what the wild rating is on Jeff Robinson. Robinson's wild pitch rating is a 6. So 1 to 6, and there will be a pass ball that will occur. Nope, no pass ball. So since there's no pass ball, it is a foul out. And there's one away. And that will bring up Jerry Brown. .68 switch hitter batting left, and that's a 1-2 double. Anything else, he flies to right. So, flies to right. So that's 2 outs. Last out, finally. O.B. McDowell, last person to get out. He has singled and tripled, though. 5-7, and that is a 1-8 single. 13, though, is a line out to second, and this game is mercifully over. 17-3, the final score. Robinson will go 2 1/3 innings. And let's see what he allowed here. He gave up no hits, 2 walks. So Texas will be stuck at 7 hits. He struck out 2, walked 2. No runs. All right, so there you go. Let's see. Hits allowed. I've got them for 17 runs and 17 hits. These are unofficial because I haven't put them in the computer yet. So I might be off by a number or so. But unofficially, Detroit beats the crap out of Texas 17-3. 17 runs, 17 hits, and no errors for Texas. 3 runs, 7 hits, and 3 errors for the Rangers. Winning pitcher is Dan Petry. He goes to 3-1. Bobby Witt drops to 1-1 with a loss. And the Tigers get their 20th win. They go to 20-18. So by putting the 20-18 on the computer, as far as the standings go, Detroit now pulls within 5.5 games of Milwaukee, who are sitting at 24-11. Texas drops to 18-19. They drop 2.5 behind Oakland in the West. So sorry for you guys that we couldn't get a closer game, but sometimes these things happen. Can't control them. The dice have their own way. And when you have, a bad catcher, as far as pass balls and stuff, I'm gonna take it upon myself to look at Don Slott's 87 season when he catches Charlie Huff and see how many pass balls were allowed in Charlie Huff starts. Because I've got a feeling that when Huff is not pitching, this number should be lower. But I have no, stats to back it up right now. But I'm going to probably try to look for some stats, and this will be a home brew because we can't have this going forward. I can't have 4 pass balls every game we play Texas. So anyway, I do appreciate everyone for spending part of your Friday morning with me. Again, no Demolition League game tonight. I won't be home for that. So next game on the channel will be the NBC game of the week tomorrow at 11 o'clock. That'll be on Season Ticket Baseball. And then Saturday night, around 9 o'clock or so, the Demolition League will return. And it'll be Kansas City and Pittsburgh, the final game of this block that we're in, block number 2. It's the final game of the block. It'll be game number 30 on the replay. Kansas City at Pittsburgh. And then after that, the teams will go on to the next three-game series against a new opponent. So we'll see how that plays out. For the 87 replay, probably start back up Monday morning. I doubt I do it because usually I like to take Sundays off. So this will come back Monday morning. We'll be on May the 21st by then because I'll play the last 2 games offline for May 20th over the weekend. And then May 21st, it'll be Cleveland and Minnesota. Bert Blyleven against Greg Swindell is the only game on the schedule for May 21st. We'll knock that out and go right to May 22nd and get a whole new series of opponents to put on the channel. So that's going to do it from here. Again, hope you all have a great Friday and enjoy the start of your weekend coming up. And until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and we will see you all down the road.